Elliot Page, actor. Pete Buttigieg, United States Secretary of Transportation. Beck Trumbull, musician and stage manager. Alison Bechtel, cartoonist. Megan Rapinoe, soccer player and Olympic gold medalist. All of these individuals are a part of the LGBTQ+ community, and we know that because they've come out as such. Coming out is a process during which a person discovers and shares their LGBTQ+ identity. The phrase is an abbreviation of a slightly longer version, coming out of the closet. The closet refers to a place where a person is hiding or storing their identity, out of view from others. To come out of the closet means literally to step out into a place where others can see you and your identity. If someone is in the closet, or closeted, it means they haven't come out yet. Coming out is a very personal journey, and it looks different for everyone. Most LGBTQ+ people will come out multiple times throughout their lives. It's not just a one and done. If someone's identity changes, they may have to come out again to people they've already come out to before. Some people only ever come out to themselves, some to their friends and family, and some to the whole world. There is no single right way to come out, only what feels best for the person doing it. In this presentation, I'm going to walk you through a few different types of coming out to oneself, to an intimate partner, to family, and to the public. For each of these types, I will be referencing and showing examples from a variety of musicals to showcase the similarities and differences between each instance. While I will be referencing a new show for each case, I will also reference the musical Fun Home for each one. Fun Home is a unique example because it follows one person, Alison Bechtel, as she discovers her lesbian identity at various stages of her life. The musical is autobiographical, based on Bechtel's graphic memoir by the same name, and it details her coming out process from the time she was a kid all the way through the present as she writes the book. I've studied 3 songs from Fun Home over the last 3 years, and will be performing these songs as part of this presentation. To start off, we're going to look at coming out to oneself. This is often the first step in a person's coming out journey, as many people seek to be comfortable with their own identity before sharing it with others. The timing of when a person first discovers that they're LGBTQ+ is different for everyone. Some people have a sense from a very young age that they're different from their peers, even if they don't have the language to describe what they're feeling. Some people who figure it out early on are able to start living their truth right away, but others may refuse to accept it at first, ignoring it, burying it, denying it, because they think that that means there's something wrong with them. For as many people who come out to themselves in their youth, just as many don't until they're adults, which can also come with the same denial that children experience, sometimes amplified by the awareness of social norms and expectations that kids may not be aware of yet. While it seems like the self would be the one person someone would only have to come out once to, this isn't always the case. Identities, and one's understanding of their identity, can change over time. I came out to myself as asexual at 15, as a lesbian at 17, as a non-binary person at 18, as gender fluid at 21, and probably a half a dozen others throughout that time. Some identities have stuck with me all the way through to today, and some I've left behind, attached to a previous version of myself. No matter how many times it happens, coming out to oneself is always a key moment in someone's coming out journey. The first musical example of coming out to oneself comes from Avenue Q. Avenue Q features human and puppet characters, young adults living in an outer borough of New York City facing life's challenges and unknown futures. One of the show's subplots features Rod, a Republican investment banker, and his roommate Nikki. Rod's friends suspect that he might be gay, but anytime anyone tries to broach the subject with him, he denies everything and shuts it down, usually freaking out a little bit in the process. We never actually get information from Rod about his sexuality until the song Fantasies Come True, which takes place toward the end of Act 1. In this scene, Rod overhears Nikki talking in his sleep. Most of what he says is random babbling, but then Nikki says, "I love you, Rod," and seems to be directing him to undress in a dream. Rod wonders if he and Nikki have been hiding from each other, and if there's potential for the two of them to be in a relationship. At the end of the song, Rod is woken up by Nikki, who reveals that he's actually just coming to bed and that Rod had been dreaming the whole time. This scene is the first time we see Rod embracing being gay, rather than aggressively denying it. It is at this moment that we as an audience learn that Rod is gay, He's just still working on coming out to himself before he can even think about coming out to his friends, which he ultimately does at the end of the show to no one's surprise. Let's watch a clip of Fantasies Come True from Avenue Q.
It sure can get lonely at night. Nikki, are you awake?
Is that a unicorn?
Oh no, he's talking in his sleep again.
Oh, I love you, Rod.
What did you just say?
Oh, I love your little wow.
Nikki? Are you awake?
Take off your shirt.
Oh, Nicholas. Have we been hiding from each other all this time? I wonder. All those nights I lay in bed, thoughts of you running through my head.
I know, put my earmuffs on the cookie.
But I never thought things in my head could really happen in my bed.
You look like Benedict Cumberbatch.
I missed the signs, couldn't read between the lines. Who'd have thought I would see the day where I'd hear you say what I heard you say? And now I find what was always in my mind was in your mind too. Who knew? Fantasies come true. And now I see that what I've always dreamed of was meant to be. You and me and you. Fantasies come true. Nikki, catch me! Oh, spin me, Nikki. Reality.
Wow, that was amazing, Kate.
You're amazing.
I want you to have something. It's a penny I carry around with me for good luck. It's from the year I was born, see?
Oh.
Who knows? Maybe it'll bring you good luck. It did for me. I found you. I want you to know the time that we've spent, how great it's been, how much it's meant.
Gosh, I don't know what to say. I'm really glad you feel that way. 'Cause I'm afraid that I like you more than I've ever liked any guy before.
'Cause now, my love, I'm getting what I've always been dreaming of. So are you.
Oh, baby,
Fantasies come true.
and
And now I swear that when you want me, I'm gonna be right there to care for you and make your fantasies come true. Fantasies come true.
Oh, it's okay, Rod. Hi. You were talking in your sleep
I
again.
thought you were talking in your sleep.
No, I just came to bed. You were dreaming is all.
Oh,
Sounded like a nice dream, though.
yes, it was a nice dream.
Good night.
The second musical example of coming out to oneself is Ring of Keys from Fun Home. As a kid, Allison was heavily pressured by her father to act and appear like a girl, something Allison herself had little interest in. The scene takes place in a diner and is triggered by the entrance of a delivery woman. Present-day Allison describes her as an old-school butch, but all 9-year-old Allison sees is someone who looks like who she wants to be. Though she doesn't know what it means, Allison knows that there's something about this stranger that's speaking to her soul. The song's namesake comes from the tradition of lesbians wearing keys on a carabiner as a symbol that they're gay, a secret code that allowed gay women to display their sexuality to each other without calling forth the attention of an unaccepting society. The phrase also doubles as a symbol for this moment unlocking Allison's awareness of her sexuality. Let's watch a clip of Ring of Keys from Fun Home. Someone just came in the door, like no one I ever saw before. I feel I don't know where you came from. I wish I did. I feel so dumb. I feel your swagger and your bearing and the just right clothes you're wearing, your short hair and your dungarees and your lace-up boots and your keys, oh, your ring of keys. I thought it was supposed to be wrong, but you seem okay with being strong. I want it so. It's probably conceited to say, but I think we're like in a certain way. Your swagger and your bearing and the just right clothes you're wearing, your short hair and your dungarees and your lace-up boots and your keys, oh, your ring of keys. Do you feel my heart saying hi in this whole luncheonette? Why am I the only one who sees you're beautiful? No, I mean handsome. Your swagger and your bearing and the just right clothes you're wearing, your short hair and your dungarees and your lace-up boots and your keys, oh, your ring of keys. I know you. I know you. I know you. Next, we're going to take a look at coming out to an intimate partner. This may seem a little contradictory at first. If someone is in an LGBTQ+ relationship, isn't that automatically a signal that they're LGBTQ+? There's a lot of nuance that goes into addressing that question, but for now I want to focus specifically on the beginning of a relationship like this. A person's first relationship that correctly reflects their identity is a big deal, even if the person has been in other relationships in the past. Sometimes, the beginning of an intimate relationship happens right alongside a person's coming out, or the relationship itself is what leads the person to discovering their identity. In some cases, a person coming out to their partner may signal the end of a relationship, such as a gay man coming out to his straight wife, but this is not always the case. For example, a person coming out as non-binary to their bisexual partner. Coming out to an intimate partner can also include the expression of wanting to be in or to continue a relationship with that person. The first musical example of coming out to an intimate partner comes from The Color Purple. Based on the book by Alice Walker, The Color Purple follows a young woman named Celie throughout her young adult life in the early 20th century. Celie spends the entirety of the show discovering her self-worth and growing from a timid child into a self-assured adult. Toward the middle of Act 1, Celie meets Shug Avery, a jazz singer who is coming to town with her band. Shug is in poor health when she arrives, and Celie helps nurse her. As the two spend more time together, their friendship turns intimate, as both Celie and Shug begin to discover feelings for one another. Right before the end of Act 1, Shug tells Celie that she will be leaving town with her band, and Celie expresses how difficult it is for Shug to be away. Shug kisses Celie, which leads to the song What About Love, a duet where Celie and Shug continue to explore their feelings for each other. While Celie and Shug don't end up together at the end of the show, Shug's presence in Celie's life dramatically changes Celie's view of herself and her worth. Let's watch a clip of What About Love from The Color Purple.
I'm gonna make a lot of money if you stay here and sing. But you got me feeling so much better now. I gotta get back on the road, make some real money, you know.
I don't want you to go. Mr. Beacon, when you're not here.
What he beat you for?
For being me and not you. Please don't go. Everybody going out, my mom, my Nettie, my kids, even Sophia. When you have to go.
In the morning. But I'll be back in a month or so.
You go in an hour and it feel like a year to
I'll
me.
be back. Nobody ever loved me like you.
Is that me who's floating away? Lifted up to the clouds by a kiss. Never felt nothing like this. Is the man I don't recognize? Love's something new. Oh, the cloud, I had it all figured out. What about trust? About trust? What about tenderness? What about a tear swelling up that bed? What about a waste when I fall? I want you to be a story for me that I can believe in forever. So what about love? Will you be my light in the storm? Will I see a new world in your eyes? With you, my whole spirit. And what about hope? What about joy? What about the tears when I'm laughing? What about the wings when I fall? I want you to be a story for me that I can believe in forever. So what about you and me?
The second musical example of coming out to an intimate partner is Changing My Major from Fun Home. As we saw from Ring of Keys, Allison knew that there was something different about her from a young age, but she had her big, "oh my god, I'm a lesbian" moment when she was in college. Her first sexual experience with a woman was with Joan, who Allison is very intimidated by at first. Joan is confident in her identity, very socially aware, and overall seems to be everything that Allison isn't. In Changing My Major, Allison reflects on the sexual experience she just had and the wash of emotions that came with it. She still isn't totally sure what this means for her. At one point she sings, "Nothing I just did is anything I would do," but she is confident that whatever it was the right thing for her. Though this song serves as a sort of monologue, and it's unclear how many of these thoughts and feelings she verbally expressed to Joan later on, this stage in Allison's coming out was definitely aided by, if not entirely because of, Joan. Let's watch a clip of Changing My Major from Fun Home. What happened last night? Are you really here? Joan, 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 Joan. Hi, Joan, don't wake up, Joan. Oh my god, last night. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, last night. I was so excited, I was too enthusiastic. Thank you for not laughing. Well, you laughed a little bit at one point when I was touching you and said I might lose consciousness, which you said was adorable, and I just have to trust that you don't think I'm an idiot or some kind of an animal. I never lost control due to overwhelming lust, but I must say that I'm changing my major to Joan. I'm changing my major to sex with Joan. I'm changing my major to sex with Joan, with a minor in kissing Joan. Foreign study to Joan's inner thighs, a seminar on Joan's ass in her Levi's, and Joan's crazy brown eyes. Joan, I feel like Hercules. Oh god, that sounds ridiculous. Just keep on sleeping through this and I'll work on calming down, so by the time you've woken up, I'll be cool, I'll be collected, and I'll have found some dignity. But who needs dignity? Cause this is so much better. I'm radiating happiness. Will you stay here with me for the rest of the semester? We won't need any food. We'll live on sex alone. Sex with Joan. I am writing a thesis on Joan. It's a cutting-edge field and my mind is blown. I would gladly stay up every night to hone my compulsory skills with Joan. I will study my way down her spine, familiarize myself with her well-made outline, while she researches mine. I don't know who I am. I've become someone new. Nothing I just did is anything I would do. Overnight everything changed. I am not prepared. I'm dizzy, I'm nauseous, I'm shaking. I'm scared. Am I falling into nothingness or flying into something so sublime? I don't know, but I'm changing my major to Joan. I thought all my life I'd be all alone, but that was before I was lying prone in this dorm room bed with Joan. Look, she drooled on the pillow, so sweet, all sweaty and tangled up in my bed sheet, and my heart feels complete. Let's never leave this room. How about we stay here till finals? I'll go to school forever. I'll take out a dementedly huge high-interest loan. 'Cause I'm changing my major to John. The next type of coming out we're going to look at is coming out to family. When most people hear the word family, their first thought is of relatives, parents, siblings, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, etc. Unfortunately, it is somewhat common for LGBTQ+ individuals to have strained relationships with these relatives, usually due to lack of acceptance of their identity. This is why the concept of found family is so important to the LGBTQ+ community. Found family means just that, a family that you've chosen, not that you've been born into. To many LGBTQ+ people, their found family is just as significant as their given family, and sometimes more. Found family gives LGBTQ+ individuals the power to surround themselves with people who they know will be supportive and accepting no matter what, even for people whose given family is supportive and accepting as well. The first musical example of coming out to family comes from La Cage aux Folles. In this musical, we see the struggle of an LGBTQ+ family trying to relate and keep peace with a family who is known to be homophobic. George is the master of ceremonies at a local drag nightclub, and his spouse Alban, also known by her drag name Zaza, is one of the queens in the troupe. George has a son, Jean-Michel, from a past relationship, and it is revealed that Jean-Michel is engaged to Anne, the daughter of the man who is trying to shut down all drag clubs in the area. In an attempt to keep things civil, Jean-Michel has lied about his own family, stating that his biological mother and George are married, leaving Alban out of the picture. George reluctantly agrees to play into this ruse for one night to have dinner with Anne's family. They try to keep this a secret from Alban, who is getting ready to perform a show that night, but they get caught while attempting to hide Zaza's gowns. Zaza is in strong disagreement with this plan, goes on stage, and performs a powerful song, I Am What I Am. This song is a spin-off of the drag company's usual song, We Are What We Are, and in it, Zaza expresses that she has no shame in who or what she is and that she does not want to hide it from anyone. While this isn't quite coming out in the traditional sense, she's already out to her husband, son, the drag troupe, and the entire audience, we do see her stand up to her family and refuse to put herself back in the closet. Let's watch a clip of I Am What I Am from La Cage aux Folles.
Attention! Spring cleaning is one thing, but where are you going with my gowns?
Finish changing, I'll explain it all later.
Explanations are being entertained now, s'il vous plaît.
Would you tell him already?
2 minutes, Zaza!
Go change, everything's fine.
Everything is not fine.
Keep it down, ladies. There's an artist at work here.
I'm waiting, George.
Papa, please tell him. All right. Alban, I shall explain it all, and I'm certain if I tell you, we can discuss this calmly and quietly like two mature adults.
It's that bad, huh?
No, not really. Let me explain. You know that Aunt's parents are coming, and I've told you that Sybil is coming. What I failed to tell you is that you're not. Do you know that politician who's trying to impose his morality on the coast? Well, he's the girl's father. So, what can you do? You can't choose your parents. And Jean-Michel assures me that Anne is nothing like her father, so we should be thankful for small favors. Anyway, they are who they are, and they're on their way here, and so for one night, I will be someone else for them, and for one night, Sybil will be my wife. And after they're gone, we'll all have a good laugh about how we pulled one over on them. Well, when you think of it, it really is very funny. I mean, me, a diplomat in the French Foreign Service. Sybil, my wife. You. This is one of those stories that we'll laugh about for the rest of our lives. What do you say?
I'm sorry, Alban.
I have a show to finish.
We are, and what we are is an illusion. We love how it feels, putting on heels, causing confusion. We face life, though it's sometimes sweet and sometimes bitter. Face with life, with a little. No! No!
Get off. Please. I am what I am. I am my own special creation. So come, take a look. Give me the hook or the ovation. It's my world that I want to have a little pride in. My world, and it's not a place I have to hide in. Life's not worth a damn till you can say, hey world, I am what I am. I am what I am. I don't want praise. I don't want pity. I bang my own drum. Some think it's noise. I think it's pretty. And so what if I love each feather and each spangle? Why not try to see things from a different angle? Your life is a sham till you can shout out loud, I am what I am. I am what I am, and what I am needs no excuses. I deal my own death. Sometimes the ace, sometimes the deal.
The second musical example of coming out to family is Telephone Wire from Fun Home. This scene is a sort of flashback. It takes place during Allison's college years when she's home for a school break, but it's actually present-day Allison recounting the event and things she wished had been said. Allison's father had reacted questionably to her coming out, and when she called home in hopes of a clearer response, she found out from her mother that her father had had sexual relationships with men and boys, which had been causing tension in the household. The scene of Telephone Wire takes place during a car ride, where Allison and her father awkwardly try to relate to each other, and present-day Allison interjects her own thoughts as well. As we find out at the end of the song, this was the last night that Allison got to see her dad. She returned to college the next day, and her father committed suicide not long after. This was the closest Allison got to resolving the conflict between her and her dad, but it still wasn't quite closure. As we can see from the parts that present-day Allison sings, there were still a lot of things that she wished she could say to him. Let's watch a clip of Telephone Wire from Fun Home. Telephone wire, run and run. Telephone wire, sun down on the creek, partly frozen, partly flowing. Must be windy, trees are bending. Junction 50, field needs mowing. Feels like the car is floating. Say something, talk to him. Say something, anything. At the light, at the light, at the light, at the light. At the light, at the light, at the light, at the light. Like you could say, so how does it feel to know that you and I are both...
Hey!
Yeah?
Where'd you want to go?
Oh, I don't know.
I know a bar. It's kind of hidden away. CD club for folks like, you know, could be fun.
But Dad, I'm not 21.
Oh yeah, right.
Telephone wire, long black line. Telephone wire, finely threaded sky. There's the pond where I went wading. There's the sign for Sugar Valley. On the mountain light is fading. I go back to school tomorrow. Say something, talk to him. Say something, anything. At the light, at the light, at the light, at the light. At the light, at the light, at the light, at the light. Doesn't matter what you say, just make the fear in his eyes go away.
There was a boy in college, my first year there. Norris Jones. He had black, wavy hair. Norris Jones. Where is he now? 14 years old. In Swenson's barn. It was cold. Lots of boys messed around, you know. For them, it was a game they outgrew. But I always knew.
Dad, me too, since like 5, I guess. I preferred to wear boy shirts and pants. I felt absurd in a dress. I really tried to deny my feelings for girls, but I was like you. Dad, me too.
Norris Jones.
Dad?
Norris Jones.
Dad.
Did I mention I've taken on a new project? That old house out on Route 150. You've seen it, Al. It's been sitting empty out there for 40, 50 years at least.
Wire, stop too fast. Telephone wire, make this not the past. This car ride, this is where it has to happen. There must be some other chances. There's a moment I'm forgetting where you tell me you see me. Say something, talk to me. Say
was fun. You coming in, Elle?
Telephone wire. That was our last night. Some LGBTQ+ people only ever come out to the people they know in their personal lives and don't feel the need to come out to strangers. But for others, coming out in a more public way is important for them to be able to express their true self. Coming out in public can happen in a lot of different ways and to varying degrees. For example, a person could write a social media post about their identity, or they could wear a pride flag pin on their backpack to signal to people that they are part of the LGBTQ+ community. The scale of public is different for everyone. For many people, it's just the random strangers they encounter in their day-to-day lives, or people from larger social groups where their relationship isn't as strong as, say, best friends. For others, like many LGBTQ+ celebrities, coming out to the public means coming out to thousands or millions of people. Coming out to the public can be scary for lots of reasons, especially because it's usually more difficult to anticipate the reactions of strangers than it is those of people close to you. However, coming out to the public can also be very liberating because it can lift the weight of having to hide your identity from others. While I don't have a specific musical example from Fun Home to exemplify coming out to the public, the entire piece serves as a part of Alison Bechdel's coming out process. Though she was already out as a lesbian when she started her career as a cartoonist, she continued to use her platform to not only advocate for women's and queer rights, but also to tell her own personal story. In addition to Fun Home, which is more centered on her relationship with her father, she has also published a graphic novel called Are You My Mother?, which looks at her relationship with her mother. Through publishing these cartoons, Alison Bechdel has made some of her personal stories public in a way that LGBTQ+ people and others can consume and relate to. The musical example I've selected to demonstrate coming out to the public comes from The Prom. The Prom centers around Emma, a high school student in Indiana whose school cancels prom because she wants to attend with her girlfriend. Emma's story goes viral, first attracting attention from some Broadway actors who clunkily try to help Emma's situation. After the state attorney declares that the school must hold a prom, the homophobic PTA puts on a fake prom for just Emma and holds a secret prom across town for the rest of the school. Outraged, Emma becomes a public face, advocating that LGBTQ+ students have the right to attend prom, and she posts a video online that inspires people across the state and leads the actors to host an inclusive statewide prom for LGBTQ+ students. The video she posts online is of her singing the song Unruly Heart, which describes Emma's love for her girlfriend and how she doesn't want to have to hide that love from anybody, that there's nothing wrong with her heart and the way that she loves. Let's watch a clip of Unruly Heart from The Prom.
Hello, interweb. Okay, well, my name is Emma Nolan. I'm a 17-year-old girl, and I'm a lesbian. Maybe you heard about the fake prom in Indiana? Well, that was me. And it was truly awful in every way. So I was feeling sorry for myself, but after talking with some friends of mine, I decided to take all of that awfulness and maybe make something good out of it. So I wrote this song for all of the people out there who just love someone in a way that the rest of the world can't understand. I'm sure we all have stories to tell. Here's mine. Some hearts can conform, fitting the norm, flaunting their love for all to see. I tried to change, thinking how easy life could be. I just kept on failing, I guess that was a sign that there wasn't much hope unruly heart of mine. Then you came along, and right or wrong, feelings began to overflow. We had to hide, thinking that no one else could know. And not having you near me was where I drew the line. So I had to conceal this poor unruly heart of mine. And though I don't know how or when, but somehow I learned to see, no matter what the world might say, this heart is the best part of me. So fears all in the past, fading so fast, I won't say it anymore. I'm who I am, and I think that's worth fighting for. And nobody out there ever gets to define the life I'm meant to lead with this unruly heart of mine.
Hi, Emma. Loved your video. Where do I start?
I think my parents always knew.
Nothing made sense until him.
She's the best thing in my life. The only good thing.
But we're always hiding. You're not the only one.
And though I don't know how or when, but somehow I learned to see, no matter what the world might say, this heart is the best part of me. So fears all in the past, fading so fast, I won't say it anymore. I'm who I am, and I think that's worth fighting for. And nobody out there ever gets to define the life I'm meant to lead with this unruly heart of mine. And nobody out there ever gets to define the life I'm meant to lead with this unruly heart of
Today, I've shown you 7 different examples of coming out in musical theater, but these are in no way the only ways that people come out. Like I said at the beginning, everyone's coming out story looks different, and the only person who can decide what's right is the person who's coming out. If you know an LGBTQ+ person who's come out to you, don't assume that that means they're out to everyone. Instead, ask them how you can best support them in their coming out process, and then do your best to follow through with their request. A person's coming out journey should be an empowering experience, building them up so that they can be comfortable as their authentic self. Eventually, we'll reach a point where coming out isn't necessary and doesn't have to be a big deal, where people can just be, no questions asked. But until then, it's important to continue supporting the LGBTQ+ community, both in our everyday lives and through representation in media, to help LGBTQ+ people feel comfortable coming out at their own pace.